Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you some opening traps in the queen's pawn opening. So the queen's pawn opening starts with d4 and black just replies with d5. So both the sides have taken the center with their d pawn. Here white attacks his d5 pawn with c4. Here black can either play c6. He has an option to play e6 also, and also to take this pawn directly, d into c4. But in this game, black supported this pawn with e6. So this is the queen's gambit declined variation. Here the most common move for white is to play knight to c3, giving one attack to this d5 pawn. Here black simply gives another support to this d5 pawn with knight to f6. Here white pins this f6 knight to the queen on d8 with bishop to g5. And here black plays a stunning move. It's knight b d7. He just protects this knight on f6 with this d7 knight. Here white is thinking that black has sacrificed a pawn on d5. So he immediately takes it with ec into d5, and black also takes it with e into d5. Here white plays knight into d5, thinking that the knight on f6 is pinned to the queen, so he can't take it with the knight. But here it is a blunder because of black here immediately plays knight into d5. Brilliant move. Here black simply sacrifices his queen on d8, and white being surprised, he also takes this queen on d8. And here comes another brilliant move. Bishop to b4 check. Now this king has no squares to move unless queen to d2. So here black simply takes this queen on d2 with bishop into d2, king into d2 and king into d8. Black emerges with a piece up just in the opening. So we move on to our next trap in the queen's pawn opening. So here white plays d4, the most common line in the queen's pawn opening. d5. Black also takes his center. So here white immediately attacks his d5 pawn with c4. Here black plays knight to c6, the Chigorin defense. Here the best move for white is to play knight to c3, giving an attack to this d5 pawn in the center. Here black supports this pawn on d5 with knight to f6, and we just develop our piece knight to f3. Now this bishop comes to g4. Black has developed his bishop, and also he is trying to pin this knight to the queen. Here white simply takes this pawn on d5 with c into d5, and black takes this pawn with his knight into d5. And here we take the center with e4, also attacking this d5 knight. So the knight retreats to b6. Here we play d5, attacking another knight on c6. So here the knight moves to e5 because black is thinking that this knight is pinned to the queen, so white can't take it with this knight. But it is a blunder here. Can you find the winning move for white? Yes, it is knight into e5, queen sacrifice. Black immediately takes this queen with bishop into d1, and here comes another brilliant move. Bishop to b5 check. Now here queen to d7 leads to bishop into d7, and we take back this queen again. So here black defends it with c6. So here we take this pawn on c6 with d into c6, and the queen moves to c7, removing this queen from this deadly bishop discovered check with the b5 bishop. But this is a blunder again because of c into b7 check. Now this king has to move, and this rook is also under attack. But here comes another deadly move. So it's a mate in one. So here it is knight into f7, and the black king has no squares to move. So we move on to our next trap in the queen's pawn opening, that is d4. Black replies with d5, the most common line. Here white plays c4, attacking this d5 pawn in the center. Here black plays c6, the Slav defense. Here the most common move for white is to play knight to f3, and here black develops his bishop to f5, the modern line. Here white develops his queen to b3, attacking this b7 pawn. Here black defends his pawn with queen to b6. He is offering an exchange with the queens. Here white takes his pawn on d5 with queen to d5, and here black just simply captures this queen on b3 with queen into b3, a into b3. Here the best move for black is to play queen to d5, but here black took this knight on b1 with this bishop into b1. He's trying to remove this rook from this a file diagonal. So he played bishop into b1, and here comes the deadly move. Can you find it? Yes, it is d into c6. Now black is thinking that he can just remove his bishop from this attack on from the rook on a1. So he played bishop to e4. He just saves his bishop and also attacks the c6 pawn. And here comes another brilliant move. Yes, it is rook into a7, a rook sacrifice. Here black has to take this rook on a7 with rook into a7 and c7. Now this knight has to move somewhere like knight to c6, and we just simply promote our c7 pawn to our queen, and it is white who is winning now. And here if black just simply supports this knight with rook to a8, then it is c8 equal to queen, and it's all over for black. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel for more